Welcome back to my channel, Lotus the Sage. I'm Lotus. Today we're going to do a reading about messages meant to find you. We have two options to select from. You have two piles you can choose from visually what you see. We have two charms right now, so pick a charm. The first one is the anchor. So maybe there's something about anchoring down something. Maybe there's something that you want to solidify. Maybe there's something that you want to travel to and move home, so to speak, metaphorically. The second pile is the seashell. Maybe there's something that you want to be heard, or you want somebody to listen to. Maybe there's new information and intuition. Maybe there's information coming in. Who knows? Let's see what the piles reveal. Take a moment to meditate or get some deep breaths on whichever pile is resonating to you more. So we're going to get into it, fairly thorough. Get comfortable. Let's get into your reading, my beautiful collective. I'll see you at your piles. Okay, my pile one, my anchored pile. Let's get into your reading. Okay, 5 cards. We're doing no reversals in this reading today. Just so you know. Ooh. And then these angel deck will be to clarify what's happening in these messages. Okay, my anchor pile, let's get into your reading. With this karma deck over here, we read planet signs and houses. The red side talks about the action possibly wanting to be taken or needing to be taken, and the blue side talks about the emotional state. Yeah, the emotional state of what might be the messages meant for you. This is the White Owl Mystic, and it has like zodiac signs. It has different particular moons, so just depending on what comes up, this might have to reference the energies about what's happening in the messages meant to find you. The tarot is the after tarot deck, so the after tarot is going to possibly reference maybe how you go about this information as to what's happening now, and then these angel tarot are going to clarify what's happening here, and then we have some guidance for you at the end. All right, let's get into it. We have Mercury. I will show you them because we have to read them in a sentence. The sign is Sagittarius. And the house is the 4th house. So we have Mercury in Sagittarius in the 4th house. On the spiritual plane of the action needing to be taken, possibly, is communicate your highest ideals as you did in the past. I know you can really say this, but we're reading the first line here. Communicate your highest ideals as you did in the past. So if we're talking about Mercury, Sagittarius is sort of that go-getter, and the 4th house is Cancer, which is that nurturer, supporter, intuitive. So communicating from an emotional place, from the highest ideal of getting the best response out of whatever it is that you're seeking, or the best actions out of whatever it is that you're seeking. On the mental, analyze the rules of your home base or your family. Analyzing what is expected or how things may be run, what biases may exist, It's analyzing what those are from your home base or your family and communicating these highest ideals as you may have possibly, I feel that you may not have done in the past. I feel like you may have had an innate way of being, but it was not necessarily communicated. I wonder. Let your mind tell you how to, this is the physical, excuse me, let your mind tell you how to get it out to the world and do what makes you feel secure. Exactly. And this is why I think I was feeling this. I don't know if you really did that much in the past, or when, or how far back in the past that is. Maybe this might be more in your immediate past, but I'm getting back like childhood upbringing. This was not a way of being for you. And so this is why they're asking you to look on this material level, on the physical plane, the material plane of your home base and your family. And on that physical, to let your mind tell you how to get it out to the world, how to share that, how to make that a thing now of you communicating clearly in a way that makes you feel secure. So let's see what your emotions are saying. Spiritual, the awareness of insights to understand what makes you feel secure. So this is us going back to analyzing the rules of your home base and your family. So the awareness of the insights and understanding as to what may or may not make you feel secure when it comes to communicating how you actually feel. On the mental, many thoughts about or from the wisdom of support, back to that family base. And the physical, many words resulting from the understanding of your home base or family. So again, this is really, there's a big emphasis on this Cancer energy or this family energy, this nurturing and support, where it all began for you when it comes to your emotional development and ways of communicating. Specifically when it comes to the things that are emotionally weighted. Emotionally weighted, right? Anchoring, that's that home. Where is that home? Very fitting for your charm. Interesting. Let's see what this white owl one is. Look at that. How funny is that? Cancer. Like, talk about that energy is double down for you, my pile one. Please excuse my nails. Double down for you. That nurturing, comfort, support, home base, that trident, that water, that anchoring. You know? It's about your way of communicating your emotions. This is what the message seems to be, and what Spirit wants you to know and what's meant to find you. Really try to analyze where all of this is stemming from, either your fear of communicating, either the way that you communicate, or when you feel like you can communicate. What makes you feel safe enough to be able to do that on a more healthy and regular basis that is nurturing and supportive in your development of your emotional evolution. So let's go into your after tarot and see how this all plays out, sort of, if you allow yourself to really dive into analyzing what all of this, I guess, a part of the blockage when it comes to emotional communication. Let's see where it leads. Again, no reversals today. We have the Ace of Swords. The Eight of Cups. The Seven of Wands. The King of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. What I'm feeling right away is when you fully allow yourself to embrace and analyze and discover and understand, I should say, what it is that has created this type of communication style in you, or the fear around emotionally communicating your truth. This is that Ace of Swords. It leads you into the understanding of what you need to walk away from when it comes to how you developed emotionally, or what you received and how you use that information to, be the communication style that you are now. So you're walking away from it, from the things that no longer work, the spilled liquids, the person venturing off, but you looking into this, maybe this is the only real thing that I need out of all of what's been happening. All of this has been useful. These are no longer. I need to let go and release what needs to release, and take what I know that is going to honor where I want to venture forward when it comes to this emotional evolution. I'll be able to fight for whatever it is I want. I'll be above ground now, in a sense of being able to see what has been affecting my energy, in a sense of me not feeling safe enough to communicate clearly and honestly and in the moment. That will lead you into this grounded, balanced, stable, knows your worth, clear, fully in your power, and nurturing that side of you, that the masculine side of you that may have been laying too dormant for a while, which will bring back this innocence, this safety, the way you would like to take the lessons from that Eight of Cups, right? Take the lessons and share now. The Eight of Cups. And now share now what you have gained. Share now what you have gained. You see these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That sixth cup that's here. Feeling like that's you. Symbolically, after you've realized this is you. You're walking away. In this here. Now merging all of these, this cup, merging and moving towards the destiny and life path you would like, family life you would like, how you'd like to evolve these lessons learned. That's what I'm getting very heavily. It's a beautiful transition, not an easy one, don't get me wrong, but a beautiful transition into this emotional maturity, into, which is my favorite saying currently, is to contouring and carving with the divine to create the destiny you desire and the path that you'd like to forge. That's a coming home, a coming home to self. After the understanding of all of this family base has been mastered, and you have now stepped into your own. Ooh, I love that. Stepped into your own, fully balanced, because you are now mastering. That's what that is. You mastered this feminine energy once this is completed. That now leads you into the action base, which is the analyzing the results of your home base or family, what you're doing, and that clarity comes in. You understand. You take what you need. You venture forward, fighting and standing your ground, seeing above certain situations, knowing where you were affected by all of this. That king mastering this and grounding in that bounty, that emotional abundance that you will be the embodiment of, that leads you into this beautiful, nostalgic feeling of this feels like home. I like what I'm planting and growing here. Let me coming back to myself with a divine union, whether that be with you in spirit, you with another partner, or you and yourself. It's beautiful. Bottom of the deck energy. Oh, can you get any more perfect than that? The Lovers. That's at the bottom of your deck. Wowza. How beautiful is that? Look at that ultimate union. If I had hesitated to say partner because I wanted to just keep it general, this does really feel like a divine partnership, because you sort of mastered and broken a chain in your lineage of a way of being. It's like it's a gift is what I'm getting because of this, because of your work, because of your understanding, and then now allowing it to transmute and literally change and break the bondages of certain parts of your lineage that no longer were useful in the evolution of your soul. Woo, I love it. Let's see the clarifiers. For the Ace of Swords, we have the Knight of Wands, Ha-Hua, God, the good in himself. Protection, prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exiles. That being over the Ace of Swords, right? That protection prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exiles. What I'm getting is the secret crime is believing that you may have had to stay this way, that it wasn't safe for you to be truthfully communicative when it comes to your emotions, that it may have been like a sign of weakness or perceived in a negative light that also made it unsafe for you to feel like you could speak your truth. So that Knight of Wands with that bursting in energy comes to protect and prevent from the discovery of secret crimes. And I think that's what it was. Like there was a possible way of you thinking or way of being, but this also brings in the liberation, right? Yeah, it feels like it's like a twofold thing. It's almost like, obviously it wasn't a conscious thing for somebody to, blindly do secret crimes towards you. When it comes to the sense of secretly harming you or unconsciously harming you, it does sometimes happen, right? And the secret is what I'm getting is this mentality of an emotional person being a certain way, or crying being a sign of weakness, or being too emotional, overly sensitive. That type of talk does end up, preventing you from really truly speaking, or you're selective when you choose to speak. And I feel like some of that protection was to, of course, understandably, to prevent you from being too, let's say, sponge-like when it comes to the outside world. You do need to have a backbone. You need to be able to take the punches, so to speak, without it making you feel less than. And there is value within that lesson, but if we stay too stuck and we don't understand how to truly still be ourselves within what's been expressed as the helpful tool, it becomes a secret, and that becomes a crime of you believing that this is the way you have to be. But now, at the same time, it saves that exile. It saves the one that was pushed out and abandoned, in the sense of you abandoning yourself, and in your lineage abandoning that divine feminine expression of emotion. Then we have, for the Eight of Cups, the Page of Wands, Irathel, the preventing God. Propagation of light, confounds the wicked and slanders, saves from enemies. And there it is. That's that Eight of Cups, right? That recognition, that understanding, that walking away. Confounds the wicked and slanders, saves from enemies. And again, we're not making this like a dramatic, like, saves from enemies. Your family's not the enemy. It's the enemy of the thought, the enemy of the belief, the enemy of how we use that belief, right? And that is, it's saving you from that. Now, you have saved yourself from this by understanding and analyzing it and going in to discover what that crime was against yourself that you committed based on how you received the belief, right? And how we choose to believe. It's not really about the belief. It's how we choose to live in that belief. Or behave, I should say. And then for the Seven of Wands, yes, Wheel of Fortune, Metatron, the recording angel. Advancement and progress, teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. Love this. Metatron. Love it. Right? And that's you standing your ground, knowing what you can see above, the advancement, the progress, right? And you now, like I said, taking those lessons to merge into your future. Love it, love it, love it. Then we have the Hierophant. Yes, on that King of Pentacles. Hazael, the merciful God. Divine forgiveness, obtains friendships and favors of the great. Secures promises. Beautiful. And that is the securing the promise to yourself, that leveling up, the forgiveness of what was and how you receive the lessons, obtaining new friendships and new bonds, new tribe, creating that soul bond, that soul contract, fulfilling that. Ooh, I love it. And then we have what? The High Priestess. Ayelaha. Forgive me, God, the eternal lasting, success, protection from magistrates. Look at that, the High Priestess, which is that ultimate knowing, the success, and the protection and knowledge of knowing that you're not going to have to go back to that energy, that that lesson has been learned, that particular, like I said, that lineage, that breaking that part of the lineage that was no longer helpful for the evolution of your soul is what is now being solidified in your new DNA coding, your new light energy that ultimately brings you to this beautiful lovers, right? Okay. Bottom of the deck energy for this deck is Four of Swords, the God of Trinity. Mission, protects against slander, and impious people. Exactly. It's the ultimate knowing of being in the right place, of following your soul mission, of being dedicated to that and being protected because you followed that calling. That's beautiful. I love that. All right, let's see your guidance. Wow, shock of the new. I'm going to read from the book for this message, a short passage, but what I remember from this beautiful image is being unique and different, allowing your uniqueness to shine out, to show to the world, to speak your truth, to follow that what you're hearing, so to speak, or follow your own drum. That's the word. To express who you are. There's a lot about just coming to light, you coming to the surface, and this is the emergence of you, right? This full understanding. Maybe this is the shock. The shock is how you actually transform after this full emergence of the truth in you, of you getting the understanding of all of this. So it says, what wild, unconventional voice is calling to you? Can you hear it? It is so different and so unusual, it might be hard to decipher, like hearing an unfamiliar language for the first time. It might be hard to discern with great clarity, but now there is an affinity between you and the strangely beautiful newness seeking to manifest. This oracle brings you guidance. You are about to encounter something new and different in your life. This is helpful. Don't reject it. No matter how small or insignificant or how powerful and life-changing it may seem to be, you're being asked to dispense with your reliance on the past and what have been your tools to navigate life. You have outgrown your old methods, and you will have to fly by the seat of your pants, so to speak, as you experiment with new ways to be. Life will show you the way. Your affirmation: I am supported through the shock of the new. I accept the beauty in all that is foreign or strange to me, as I know it is bringing me new gifts, wisdom, life experiences, and creative inspiration. Through unconditional love, so be it. That's right, my beautiful anchor pile, so be it. Those are your messages. I'm going to finish the reading here. I hope that was helpful and insightful and giving you some comfort and ease from the messages meant to find you today on this, whenever you found this. This is a timeless reading. I'm sending you all of my love. Until next time, this is Lotus. Ciao. Okay, welcome, my shell pile. Let's get into your reading. We're doing no reversals today. And these will be the clarifiers. Okay, my beautiful shell pile, let's get into your reading of messages meant to find you. This karma deck over here, we read it as a sentence. There's a red energy that talks about the action that may need to be taken or should be taken. And there's a blue energy which talks about the emotions either based on, the emotions, either how you're feeling about the situation or emotions involved in the situation. This is the white owl mystic. That has like astrological symbology and other moon energies, etc. We'll see what comes up. This is the After Tarot deck, which is going to talk about once you've either integrated or understood the lessons that are being shown to you and what's meant to find you. The After Tarot will show us how you go about implementing these actions and the emotional understandings. And then the Angel Tarot will be to clarify what comes up in the After Tarot, and then we have your guidance. All right, let's get into it. Action first. We have Pluto. I will read them to you at the end when I pull them all out. We have in Gemini. And then we have in the 10th house. So we have Pluto in Gemini in the 10th house. Okay, so as I said, action. The S stands for, if you can see that. Okay, so the S stands for the spiritual aspects of the action, the mental and the physical. Pluto talks about deep emotions, generally speaking, diving deep, things of the unconscious, the subconscious, deals with, rebirth, regeneration. Gemini, communication, duality, intelligence, and the 10th house, which is Capricorn normally, which is responsibility, your work, fame and honor. So let's see what they say. Resurrect what you want to be known responsibly. Yes. So the Pluto about that diving deep and looking into the subconscious, right, is trying to find a way to, it feels like something that had either been forgotten, that you may have appeared that it was dead or gone or ended. In a sense, there's a way to resurrect something in a different way that's not identical to what had passed, but an evolution of, a leveling up, a 0.2 of. That's what I'm getting. So the mental goes, get to the heart of what is believed about success, how you go about it, how you went about it before didn't necessarily work. It does feel very work-oriented if I'm honest, but it could have any practical value in your life, period. So getting to the heart of what is believed about success, how you generate money, like I said, how you generate abundance, what you view abundance and success to be. Have you put a timeline on it? Have you overplanned in a sense and not let enough trust be given to the universe and the process of how things unfold? To see the lesson in this death and this rebirth, to find a new way into your success. Do or die you must. Use the quickest way and become a person of power and status. So maybe this action based of moving quickly was a part of, let's say, the degeneration of this prior success or apparent success. Maybe there was too much focus or emphasis on the power and status. And this is why they're asking you to get to the heart of the matter of what is believed about success. There's something about that in that energy there. And again, taking what you've learned from this death of this particular process, to resurrect only the parts that are useful to you, that are not based too much in this ego, physical reality. But the success comes from the abundance of what's within, of the intention behind, and the service to all. Let's see what the emotional side says. The need for control of information to explain your destiny. That's part of what that might be. The emotional, getting to the heart of the matter. It's the need to find the control of the information to explain your destiny. Maybe there's, again, talking about this do or die energy. You know, that need to control, that need to find out, that need to understand, that need to force out the way things should play out for you. And that's what I was talking about. Look at what is believed about success. An obsession with communications about where you're going. Status, power. Where is that? Yeah, status and power. The obsession needs to come back into the self. Get to the heart of what is believed. A power struggle resulting from the fluctuations of your career because you're not fully seeing the picture of what this is for you. What is believed about success? I truly strongly believe that there's been a heavy emphasis on the material world and power and status in a way that stems more primarily from its actual monetary value, what it can give you monetarily. This is asking you to look at it, to get to the heart of why you believe that about success. Why does it have to go about that way? This is why it broke down, is for you to see it, for you to dissect it, for you to analyze it, to get to the heart of understanding what it is that is blocking me from getting to this type of abundance I'm truly seeking, that is in the heart, not in the mind. That power struggle, overthinking, obsessive thinking about what's going on, how it's going to happen. That's what I'm getting. Then we have Vesica Pisces. What it's feeling like to me here is like this rebirth, again, talking about rebirth, right, from the depths of these waters, and the intelligence and information of the sky here, as above, so below, that Gemini and Pluto energy, that merging into the creation of who you are, which is this 10th house, which is your destiny, which is how you go about living in the world and creating in the world. It's one of the first sacred geometry symbols in the mystery schools, if I'm not mistaken. Vesica Pisces literally translates to the vessel of the fish. So that emergence, again, that cocooning of understanding. This is a very feminine energy, allowing for that creation process, right? That emotional depth. So, still echoing back to that Pluto energy, to that water energy, to that emotions, about how you are viewing, communicating, understanding what you believe about it, how you want to generate this new beginning into this world. Which is you, this little baby over here. And it actually looks like the baby's praying. And I know it's not. The hands are just folded, but it looks, almost like a birthing canal too, right? With that opening of the two feminine energies. So something is birthing within you, and an understanding is incubating within you right now. And so that's why they're asking you just to get to the heart of the matter about about what you believe success to be. Okay, let's go into your tarot. Ace of Cups. Look at that. What a beautiful transition that is. Temperance. Six of Wands. Queen of Swords. The Hermit. It's it's the real, what happens is when you integrate all of this and you discover the getting to the heart of what is believed, when you discover what that is for you and you transition into a new vibration, this offering of love, the understanding from what I'm seeing in the cards is you are working from a place of gain, a place of product, of things, of external things, instead of a place primarily coming from love and intention and a natural ability almost in you that you've already developed and that you continue to develop. This emergence of understanding that I have to move and create success from love, from something that I care about so immensely that it, as they say, no longer becomes the job. That tempering of the practical with the physical, that as above, that air with the depths, the intellect with the emotion, that tempering to find the victory, the success that one is seeking that is not surface or superficial or ego-based. Because now I have understood both sides of the air element, masculine, feminine energy. In this interpretation for me, I'm feeling a more masculine, action, push forward type of energy. And then it talks about this Vesica Pisces, about trying to be reborn. And reborn into this feminine, balanced energy that emerges with feminine clarity in that sense, right? Still just as potent, just the other side. Yes? That comes with that clarity in the transformation with that butterfly on that sword. That leads you into the self, that full discovery of understanding, that hermit, that deep dive of looking back at what it was that you had to do to get to this point of peace, of personal abundance and success, of deeper knowledge and transformation with this snake, of enlightenment through this journey. Because without this teardown, without this struggle, without that need for control, you would not have broken down in the way that you did for this rebirth to even occur. Look how beautiful that energy is. Amazing. Let's see what's underneath. Look at that. Queen of Pentacles. Yep. That you come out nurtured from all of this experience, fulfilled, humbled, stable, successful. Asking for nothing. Fully in understanding of why you had to go through all of this to create a more sustainable abundance that is not just based only on the practical, but it is so balanced that you need nothing. If you need money, it is there. If you need this, it is there. That is the energy I get. Beautiful. Let's clarify. The Ace of Cups, we have the Empress, Mihail, God, Father, the Generous. Fertility and fruitfulness assures peace between married couples. And that Empress is the same energy as here, right? That fertile, abundant, peace, need for naught, and that is, peace. It's peace. Then you have the Hanged Man with Temperance, Nel Shayal, the only God. Desire for knowledge, protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. And that's the understanding, right? That patience, that balancing, that merging, that perspective change. That perspective change. Tempering that in. I love that. Then for the Six of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles, that counterpart, the adored God. Obedience causes harmony and peace, calms anger in anybody. That is it. That calms the anger within the self, calms the discrepancies between how you thought about success and how it actually comes into your life and what you end up understanding based on what you discover on this journey of finding that stability within self and creating the abundance from your own doing. And then that Queen of Swords, you have the Five of Wands, God listening in concealment. Politics and ambition, wins judgments and protects all those who seek the truth. And that is it. God listening, you listening, also to God's promptings and yours. Yep, success. And it's reminding me of the Seven of Wands, even though it says the Five of Wands, but it's that same energy of like been through this battle already for you to understand that I can win this argument, or I can win this battle in the sense of I will no longer be defeated by this way of thinking, by this way of being, or being duped by the outside world and getting caught up in the rat race in this matrix of needing things in the way that you did before. Beautiful. And that Hermit leads you into that Six of Swords, the gentle God. Anahuel, perception of unity, protects against accidents, heals the sick. And that's it. That perception of unity was how you were thinking before, that this is right, this was the right way to go things. And landing on that Hermit, you understanding and having that knowledge now of what actually wasn't in sync with you, and why it was so difficult to get to where you wanted to get to before based on your way of being or thinking. And it's healing that way of thought now and protecting against accidents of that nature in the future. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck energy for this deck is the Six of Cups. Beauty. Silael, God who stirs all men. Motivation, lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. And I don't feel that you were technically humiliated per se. I feel like you felt disappointed or humiliated in your actions prior, or sort of like, how did I not figure this out before? Like, how did I not see this before? That's what I feel like this is, but this is that victory over it, right? It's that motivation to know that I did all of this stuff before. I know what it's like to be in that energy. I know what doesn't work necessarily to the best of anybody's benefit in the long term when it comes to really trying to create true, lasting, an abundant, successful life that is fully satisfying. Amazing. Let's get into your guidance to close off your reading. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Talking about speaking and communication, this card heavily speaks to that energy for me. A lot about communication, and I think it's about communication with yourself, or what was communicated to you growing up about money, or what you were attracted to when it comes to finding that status, that power, that recognition in a sense. I'm going to read a little passage from the book to close it off. The feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. We are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things, but don't necessarily have a proportionately greater supply of energy at our disposal. It is time to work smarter rather than harder. Exactly. This is the way of the feminine wisdom, which is what we are talking about, what you are merging into. How perfectly fitting is that? This oracle brings you a message. You don't need to push quite so hard to receive what is naturally coming to you. Your push comes from a place of uncertainty over whether or not you will succeed. You need to relax and have more faith in yourself. All things come in time, rightfully and according to a great loving wisdom. You are not immune to this. You shall have your time and shine too. Rebel against any voice of fear within you or around you that tells you otherwise. It is okay to become softer, to feel the energy of what you wish to attract in your life, and to act as much as you can as though it is already that way. You are not fantasizing or daydreaming or failing to live in the quote-unquote real world. If you do this, you are actually working with the feminine art of manifestation through gentle beingness and attraction. As you soften into becoming what you are seeking, what you wish will not be able to resist your shining, inviting presence. Beautiful. Your affirmation. I shine like the sun, radiant with grace, and all that I desire comes to me according to perfect timing. I relax, believe, and receive through unconditional love. This is now so. Oh man, that is gorgeous. Excuse me, I hope that was helpful, my beautiful shell pile. that it gave you the insight as to what has been holding you hostage, in a sense, when it comes to the belief around success and money, how you were communicating your own thoughts about it, what had been communicated to you in your own past about this, how you were emerging from this masculine energy of the air element is what I was referencing, into this beautifully balanced emotional and intellectual being that is leading you into the actual type of success that your soul is wanting. You are getting there softly, softly, the gentle touch, the tender touch. Sending you all of my love, my beautiful, beautiful collective. Keep watering your lives. Until next time, this is Lotus. Ciao.